Well, here we are again after the game today, of course, and a 2-1 win for Enfield over sort of local rivals Cheshunt, and well, that was some game.
Yeah, devoid of a lot of quality, to be honest. I didn't think it was brilliant. I don't think we were anywhere near the levels that we've reached, and I think would be fair to say that if we'd been 3 up at half time, I don't think anyone would have complained about that. So there was something to be said in it. But when you've only scored one and you've missed a few chances, you're going to be in a game of football. And the second half we were in a game of football. Getting the second one was a cushion, looked comfortable, and then I'll say it outright, the most bizarre and refereeing decision I've ever seen in the game. I don't know how cited you were on it, but it's a clear foul on Dylan. Dylan wins the ball, and I was ready for them to tell the boys just to slow it down with a free kick, and he pointed to the spot. To a person, especially those who are on that side, just flabbergasted me. And all of a sudden, they score the penalty, you're 2-1. They've given them a lifeline, and you're in a game of football, although I didn't think they really troubled us that much at the end. So the boys have done really, really well without being good today.
I mean, on that, it was just a weird performance, wasn't it? I mean, it was just like, for me, being an ex-referee, sort of also as well being completely out of position, like sucking himself into corners, and when the play's in a corner, instead of standing back and letting the line over see what's going on and stuff like that, and then having a long way to run and making decisions 30 yards away. It was just an incredible sort of performance, and that's almost the second time that we've had him in this short space of time where it's been all about me.
Yeah, I've got to be careful, Dave, obviously, with this sort of thing, because I can't say too much about it. But yes, there were some unusual decisions in the game, let's put it that way, but there's one possibly game-changing decision that our boys really didn't deserve. And it's not even one of those that you think, he's probably got that one wrong. It's something that's very, very clear. It's a foul to us. It can't be any other way. And the players, even their bench, nobody sees it any other way than that, except the referee. So I'm really, really, really miffed with it, and it gives us a task, at 2-0 up to see the game out.
And we've got to speak about Taylor. I mean, what a performance from him, considering the pressure that he must have been under coming back to his old club very, very quickly. First game for the club, and coming back to playing against his old side, and under extreme sort of, shall we say, I don't know what the word is, but he performed really, really well considering the pressure that he was under.
Yeah, look, I understand that with Cheshunt it's raw, and I absolutely get that. We put a 7-day, we put an approach in for him several weeks ago. Was what we did, not with this game in mind or anything like that. We just identified a player that we felt would enhance us. And Taylor, and it's testament to him really, took a while to make that decision, because it's a very, very difficult decision for him to bring himself away from this football club. He happened to make it a few days before this game, is basically what happened. So we're in a position where then it runs over to me, and I think, well, I've got 3 decisions. I either leave him at home completely, and obviously he was fit to play, and eligible to play today. I put him on the bench, or I start him. He done half a training session with us really on Saturday, so understanding it. And Josh, probably didn't deserve to come out in that respect, but I just felt that, I thought about it this morning, and I felt that he would be able to handle this. I think he would give us what we needed today, and you have to hold your hat off to him and say it's a very, very competent, composed performance in difficult circumstances. It's not lost on me that this is a difficult one for Cheshunt, and it's nothing against Cheshunt from my point of view, even though I've heard some strange things come out of their camp this week, particularly from their chairman. But from my point of view, it was all about us getting an enhancement to our squad, and he just so happened to play for our closest rivals, if you want to put it that way. So I do understand it.
But the game itself, though, a good first half. The first half, I think the boys, as you said just a minute ago, if it would have been sort of 2 or 3 at half time, you probably wouldn't have said that's the wrong score. He played quite well in that first bit half, but just couldn't put the ball in the back of the net.
His chances to front 2 were strangely off it today. Marcus has been ill, so that's been an ongoing thing. Reece wasn't quite there. Really good chance in the first half, and a really good one in the second half as well. but that's not. Doesn't happen very often. Let's get it right. Doesn't happen very often. So those boys have been really magnificent. And what we've done today is we've come up trumps a little bit tighter at the back, because I think we'd have kept a nil today. I think that was a clean sheet, heading for a clean sheet, bar the penalty decision.
I mean, anybody there that injury wise? I mean, I heard you talking earlier on. There's a few injuries as well.
Dylan's had to come off the pitch because of the tackle on him that the referee gave the penalty for against him, and he's gone over the top of him, the guy, and his shin basically. I'm not saying there's anything malice about it, but it just points towards how ridiculous the decision was. Ollie Knight seemed to be something with his knee at the end there. But I think other than that, we'll probably look in good shape. However, we'll pick it up over the next day or so.
But to come here, get the 3 points, probably couldn't have wished for a better Christmas gift than that at the time being.
Yeah, listen, I mean, I've had to tune in with this quite quickly because, for me it's Cheshunt Enfield. That's what it was a month ago. It's Cheshunt Enfield, two clubs that are quite close in proximity. Didn't quite understand, if I'm honest, where we were at, and then as we've run up to the game, I've begun to understand a little bit more that there is hopefully a friendly rivalry between the clubs. But we've come here and we've won the game, and Craig's sides are very, very difficult customers, slippery customers to navigate, and the boys have done that. And as I say, we'd have kept a clean sheet in my book, and we'd be sitting here at 2-0 at least. That's where we should be. So I didn't think it was going to be pretty. It's Boxing Day, it's your local rivals, big crowd, pitch isn't unbelievable. It was always going to be one of those, and I think we've shown a good side to us this afternoon.
Yeah, 1,149 inside the ground today. I mean, it's a magnificent turnout for both sides.
Our supporters again. Yeah. I think Cheshunt supporters massively play their part today, but our supporters are just huge for us, and I'm glad we've sent them home with a win.
I mean, anything going forward then? I mean, it's your first 3 points over Christmas. 2 or 3 more to go. So I mean,
two toughies.
Yeah.
I think Craig represents a really tough game and a Harring game. I don't think that going to Cray on a Friday night on a 3G pitch is going to be any easier than any other game we've played this season. I think they're a good side, good players, and we are going to have to be very, very good for that. I felt that 6 points would be a really good return over the 3 games. I think now, when you've got 3 points out your first one, you're at least looking for 7. If we do better than that, then really sets us up nicely.
Getting through the tunnel on a Friday night will be fun as well, won't it?
There's lots of reasons why that's a really tricky, it's a really tricky fixture. Not only from the fact that the Cray are decent, 3G pitch, which is not obviously the surface that we normally play on, but the fact that you've got to travel down there on a Friday night, and albeit holiday season, so we're hoping that maybe the traffic's a little bit lighter.
Yeah. Well, listen, Gavin, we'll let you go. I know it's a bit nippy. You want to get back in there to the boys, but a massive thank you, and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.